It's looking even more likely that Manchester City are going to go on to win the Premier League after destroying Fulham 4-0, moving 2 points ahead of Arsenal with our game up and coming against Manchester United on Sunday. However, we need to look at what we're going to do to respond. What is going to be the follow-up? How are we going to get past Manchester City? And I think one answer lies in having more reinforcements to help our captain, Martin Odegaard. Welcome to the channel with Jay from Jay Ferguson TV. Hit the subscribe button and hit that like button. So, 2 games remaining, and the thought process is, how do we go to the next level as a football club? How does Arsenal really go out and challenge in the Champions League, get over the finishing line in the Premier League, win domestic competitions? We need to start winning cups, and we need to start reinforcing certain areas in our team. And one key area, what not a lot of people continuously speak about, we hear a lot about, defensive midfielder. We hear a lot about striker. We hear a lot about someone to challenge Saka. You don't really hear much people saying, where's the help for Martin Odegaard? And I think this is one key area that we really need to evaluate and really need to strengthen coming into the summer transfer window. Now, Martin Odegaard has been absolutely sensational since joining us on a permanent contract from Real Madrid. He's gone up another level. He's taken us to another level. The problem is, when Martin Odegaard is not having a good game, that disrupts the whole team because he's our creative spark. We have no other creative spark in the middle of the park at Arsenal Football Club. We just don't. And I think that's an area that we really need to address. I know Mikel Arteta potentially tried to do that with Fabio Vieira. Maybe he was hopeful that Emil Smith-Rowe could chip in that area. And I also feel like he brought in Kai Havertz originally to be that support system to Martin Odegaard. Hasn't worked. He's moved him further forward. That has worked. So we've still got this big gaping issue in the middle of the park of creative talent. Now, Martin Odegaard can't do it all by himself. The guy is world-class, sensational. But we want to be winning every single competition that we're in. Martin Odegaard cannot play every single game. We're generally challenging for Premier League titles year after year. We're back in the Champions League. We've got domestic competitions. We need to have more than Martin Odegaard. I believe, there's 2 potential targets that are very feasible in this summer transfer window, what could potentially ease that creative burden off Martin Odegaard. So first of all, let's jump in and let's have a look at the overall summary of Martin Odegaard. 25 years old, attacking midfield. Now, Premier League appearances this season, 33 appearances. Expected XG is 7.56. He's got 8 goals. His XG across 90 minutes is 0.23. 74 shots. His XG to shots is 0.1. His overall Premier League rating is 7.37. Champions League, 8 appearances, 1.46 XG, 2 goals, 0.17 XG across 90 minutes, 17 shots and a 0.09 XG on shots. So Champions League ratings is a little bit less at 7.22. So when you look at Martin Odegaard, 100% he is sensational, and he's responsible for a lot of moves, what may not end in the final assist coming from him, but he starts the move. Not only does Martin Odegaard, destroy defensives with splitting passes, his work rate. He is the second line of our press. Traditionally, it goes Havertz presses first, Martin Odegaard presses second, Declan Rice presses third, and then that's supported by Thomas Partey and our wingers closing in as shown here. So apart from the assists, his work rate and him starting that press from our offensive players is second to none. But we need help. Option number one is Xavi Simons, 21 years old, currently at RB Leipzig on loan from PSG. Now, if we jump in and look at his sort of overalls sort of performance, appearances so far: Bundesliga 31, XG of 7.96, 7 goals, 0.28 XG 90 minutes, 80 shots, 0.1 XG on these shots, and an overall rating of 7.60. So even when you look at his sort of XG compared to Martin Odegaard, is fairly similar. And what's even more impressive about Xavi Simons, he's also 4 years younger than Martin Odegaard. But the question is, what is happening with Xavi Simons? You know, we know he originally decided to leave the Barcelona academy, joined PSG. They quickly loaned him out, gave him over across to PSV. They then triggered the clause in his contract to activate 4 million euros to bring him back. As soon as they did that, they moved him straight out to RB Leipzig. They clearly don't rate the guy. But has that potentially changed now that we all know that Kylian Mbappe is officially going to be leaving end of the season to join Real Madrid? Is this the opportunity for Xavi Simons to go back to PSG and really kickstart his career over in France? I don't think so. I don't feel like they potentially see him as that star. Now, potentially with the savings of Mbappe, would they be willing to make him that superstar at PSG? He's off the right age, 21 years old, and he is absolutely balling. I think they're potentially going to go more in the direction of Victor Osimhen to come in and replace Mbappe, even though Osimhen's more of an out-and-out striker and Xavi Simons can play all along the front three and attacking midfield. I can't potentially see it. What is interesting is that reports are saying that Xavi Simons potentially could go back out on loan. PSG are open to the idea. And if we think about Arsenal, if we're supposedly going to be spending, 100+ million on a striker, this makes financial sense if we could potentially go to PSG and loan him out, and then we have no obligation to keep him. And it's almost, okay, let's bring this young star in to train alongside Martin Odegaard, to give him some support, to give us more ammunition coming off the bench. Not only that, we all know Mikel Arteta loves a versatile player. Xavi Simons could play center, left, and right. 21 years old, so he fits Project Youth. He's versatile, so Arteta's gonna love that. And we potentially won't have to stump up a big transfer fee. I think it's an absolutely amazing option if we could get Xavi Simons to the Emirates in the summer. Option number 2 is Eze from Crystal Palace, 25-year-old attacking midfielder. Again, could play center, left, and right. Having a great season at Crystal Palace. So far this season in the Premier League, 23 appearances, XG of 9.24, 9 goals. In terms of his XG in 90 minutes, he's even higher than Simons and Ødegaard with 0.42, and his overall sort of match rating is 7.35. Now, his assists for the Premier League is 3 assists so far. Now, again, I really like Eze as a player, and the difference between Eze and Martin Odegaard is more of a cultured attacking midfielder, where it's more going to be threaded balls, intricate passing to destroy teams. Eze does have that element about him as well, but his attacking midfield strength comes in his ability to travel with the ball. And at Arsenal, we don't have a lot of players who are super comfortable traveling with the ball. We have a few, okay? We've got the likes of Martinelli. We've got the likes of Trossard. We've got the likes of Saka. But they're all wingers traveling with the ball. We don't have anyone in the center of the pitch who is super comfortable traveling with the ball in a creative way. Yes, Declan Rice, loves a long busting run forward, but that's more, I'm just trying to drive at the defense and I'm going for it. Whereas Eze could take the ball on a half turn, beat 2-3 players and slide a through ball. That's the element I think we need to add to our attacking midfield Arsenal, no pun intended. Because if we could get a player in attacking midfield who has a lot of the same qualities as Martin Odegaard, but is even better at traveling with the ball than Odegaard, you won't really tend to see Martin Odegaard driving past 3-4 players. He has got that ability, not taking that away from him. But Eze, that's his more natural thing to do. Pick the ball up on a half turn and run at defenses. If he can't run by himself and score, he starts looking for through balls. It's a great option to have. Now, again, at the age of 25, he's coming into the best years of his playing career. England international now. Reports are saying, he's got a gentleman agreement with Crystal Palace that if a Champions League team come in for him, he will be able to go if the price is around £60 million. I think that represents good quality business. He's going to add to the English quota. He's also going to be able to be a versatile player again, who could occupy left, central and right. It's a no-brainer for me. He even was an ex-Arsenal academy. We released him. Come back home, Eze. We're ready for you to come back. So these are my two options that I think we should be pursuing this summer. And I would love to see either one, if not both, coming in during the summer to help out Martin Odegaard, to get us even more chance creation. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Would you take either Eze or Xavi Simons, or have you got another player that you think we should go after for that attacking midfield position? Let me know down below. Hit the subscribe button and hit the like button on your way out, and I'll see you all again soon. Peace.